Hey everybody, how you doing? Steve Wariner with you guys. I'm glad you're with us at Twangri-La, my studio here in Nashville. I'm glad you guys are with us. Tonight's a big night. It just happened to fall that way. We're doing a Warner Wednesday, number 14, I think, if you're counting, number 14. But it falls on the same night as the ACMs tonight. So, oh yeah, well, and I'm going to have to watch the ACMs later or tomorrow or sometime. So, but anyway, I want to plow on with our Warner Wednesday for you guys that are with us. Glad you are, and maybe you'll be watching this the next day. So, either way, glad you're with us. The ACMs are coming to you from 3 different locations all around Nashville: the Bluebird, the Ryman Auditorium, and the Opry House. Warner Wednesday's coming to you from one location here from Twangri-La. And I want to say Tricia Yearwood's on the ACMs tonight, among some other friends. Clint Black and Lisa Hartman are on tonight too. I think they're doing something. And yeah, that's that ACMs. I remember the last time I was on there, we won. I won an award for. I think the last time when I won something, I think was for Holes. I think, wasn't it, Karen? I believe, but it was, or maybe I don't know. But anyway, I remember I was sick that night, and I remember I barely remember it because I was not feeling well at all. Maybe I was on with Garth. We did Burning the Roadhouse down at some point on there. So I want to say, speaking of Tricia Yearwood, Garth calls her the Queen, and she sure is. I think just an incredible, the best girl singer out there, I think, just incredible. And I want to say happy birthday to Tricia. She is having a birthday Saturday. And my daughter Holly out in California is, hi Hall and Kev and Henderson. She's having a birthday Sunday. So happy birthday, Hall. I love you. And with that, I will say, oh yeah, and last week was my sweetheart, Leona Atkins, had a birthday. Chet's wife, Leona, had a birthday last week, the 12th, I believe. And my buddy and my mentor, my pal, he's everything, to me, was my dear, dear friend, Paul Yandel. He had a birthday, too. So anyway, on with some music. I wrote a song I did with Bill LaBounty, and it sure is kind of apropos for right now. So thanks, Bill LaBounty, for letting me write with you, man. Too little money, too many tears. What can I say? I guess it's just been one of those years. No need to worry. What good does it do? Darling, turn out the lights and tell me that you love me too. Everything is gonna be alright. I can see the future shining bright. Just when things get tight, there's no time to lose heart. 'Cause everything is gonna be alright. We can make it through the darkest night if we're in each other's arms. Everything will be alright. Fires are burning on faraway shores. Looks like the world forgot what it's been turning for. Yeah, we've got our problems, but tell me what's new. Darling, just take my hand, and together we will see it through. Everything is gonna be alright. We can make it through the darkest night. Just when things get tight, there's no time to lose heart. Everything is gonna be alright. I see the future shining bright. If we're in each other's arms, everything will be alright. 'Cause everything is gonna be alright. I can see the future shining bright. Just when things get tight, there's no time to lose heart. Everything is gonna be alright. We can make it through the darkest night. If we're in each other's arms, everything will be alright. 'Cause everything is gonna be alright. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. I want this little guy. This is for you guitar guys, I know you will ask. So, and girls, this is a 1954 018 Martin that I've had. I bought this off of my pal Jerry Godsey up in Indiana. I think he was in Tipton at the time, but I've had this since high school days. So, but boy, it's great to get to play for you again tonight. And I know you're missing the ACMs, but if you're watching, we were on the Opry. When was that, Karen? Week before last, or a week and a half ago or so. We were on the Opry, and it was my second empty building Opry. The Circle Remains Unbroken, and we kept playing. And it's the first time I played with a band in a while. I missed my band, I missed my guys, but the Opry band, fantastic. They came through for us, and as they always do, and had a great time. Met a couple new artists that I really enjoyed getting to meet and get to know. Jordan Davis was awesome. I really enjoyed him, and Ingrid Andress was on, and both special guests, and it was so fun getting to watch and hear them and getting to meet them and know them just a little bit. So always love to catch up with the Opry stuff. So anytime I can be involved in that, it's always a lot of fun. I want to remind you that I did something today or this morning, I guess. I made a Spotify playlist, and I put in some songs. What I did was a top 10 list of stuff. It's basically just stuff I've been listening to the last week or so, and I thought it'd be interesting for you guys to maybe see some of the stuff. I did pop in a couple of my songs that I don't listen to my. Truly, I don't. No, really, I really don't. I don't listen to my stuff that often. My records. I do my demos, but not my old records. I never listen to those. But this week, excuse me, last couple of weeks I have been kind of getting geared up and ready for tonight. So I put a couple of those in there. And so anyway, be interesting to see the Spotify playlist that's coming your way soon. So, and let's see. Oh yeah, last Warner Wednesday I did. I had a whole lot of response from it too. I did my top 9 funny things about the world today, and so I thought I would do it again if you don't mind. I'll spread them out through the whole show, but a lot of people like these. I don't know where I get them different places, but I know some of your friends sent some of these, so they're pretty funny. Number 9 tonight is, so let me get this straight. There's no cure for a virus that can be killed by sanitizer and hand soap. Really? Okay. Number 8, is it too early to put up the Christmas tree? I have run out of things to do. That's not my case, because Karen, I'm you either. We certainly haven't run out of things to do. Number 7, people are scared of getting fined or arrested for congregating in crowds, as if catching a deadly disease and dying a horrible death wasn't enough of a deterrent. So that's the first. That's 9, 8, and 7. So we'll pick up on those a little bit later. I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I do. All I do is sit and sigh, oh Lord. The last long day, she said. said goodbye. Lord, I thought I was gonna cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got the kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she calls me sweet Daddy. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. Now I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Yeah, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's what's the matter with me. I'm in love with a beautiful gal, but she don't care about me. Yeah, I've tried and tried to keep her satisfied, but she just wouldn't stay. Now I know she's leaving. This is all I can say. I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I'll do is sit and cry, oh Lord. The last long day she said goodbye. Lord, I thought I was gonna cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got the kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she calls me sweet Daddy. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it all over. I lost my heart, it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. Now I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Yeah, I'm so lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Oh yeah, that's an old song right there. I think I made me think of that song as we were watching Boardwalk Empire about a week ago, and they had a version of that song on there, and of course the old big band style from that era. You know, that song was written by a guy named Irving Mills and Cliff Friend. And I always thought, as a kid, Hank Williams wrote it, senior, because he had a ginormous hit with it, of course, and that was Lovesick Blues. And I want to talk for just a moment about the Country Music Hall of Fame. I do want to throw out my congratulations once again to Hank Williams Jr. Speaking of Hank, I've heard Hank Jr. do that song many, many times. I used to tour with Hank, and proudly I toured with Hank and played all over the country and all over the world, really. I don't know that we went to Europe, but we certainly played all over Canada and North America. And but anyway, so proud that he's going in the Hall of Fame next month. And my buddy Dean Dillon, songwriter extraordinaire, I never will forget the night that I was with Dean out in California, and he said, I'm going to go to Marina Del Rey. I'm meeting some folks out there. Would you want to go hook up with them? And I said, no, I'm going to stay here. Well, he went to Marina Del Rey and he wrote a song for George Strait called Marina Del Rey. So he always kids me about that. And so I always think, man, if I'd gone, would I have been a co-writer? I probably not. But anyway, and also my pal Marty Stewart, who is just a multi-talented guy that I'm really so happy, very, very well deserved that he's going in all three are going into the Country Music Hall of Fame. So that's really, really cool. I did something about a week ago that was a lot of fun. I did a celebration for Jeannie Seeley's new album that came out. An American Classic is the name of the album. Yeah, you need to check it out. It's got some really cool songs on it. And I was lucky that Bobby Tomlin and I wrote a song. You may have heard me speak of this, but we wrote a song actually with Dottie West, who was Jeannie Seeley's dear, dear friend. We had access to one of her old notebooks, and we helped kind of finish a song that she had started. And lo and behold, Jeannie loved it and cut it, and I'm so proud. Dallas Wayne was host of the town hall that we just did. Willie was on it, Rhonda Vincent, Bill Anderson there's a song that Bill wrote on there, and Rhonda did a song with Jeannie as well, and Dallas Wayne wrote a song on this, Not a Dry Eye in the House, that Willie's singing on, and so Willie was on the Zoom meeting that we were on too. So that was so much fun getting to hear those wonderful stories. And I tell you, I've been under the weather the last couple of days a little bit. So if you hear me sniffing and stuff, sorry about that, and bear with me tonight. So I'm feeling a little better tonight. I was a little worried today, wondered if I would get to play tonight, but I'm feeling better, I think, tonight. So, and then I'm going to jump into this song. But before I do, I want to explain something. I did this song on the Opry a few years ago, and I had the incredible steel guitar player, Hall of Fame steel player Lloyd Green, playing with us that night. And I mistakenly introduced this song. I just heard this clip the other day. I didn't even realize. I knew the night when I did the Opry, I knew I said this wrong. And this song was written actually by Red Simpson and Merle Haggard. Now, Red, I always thought Bonnie Owens was in on it too, but I sure knew the difference. But that night at the Opry, I don't know what it was, nerves or something, or excitement that the great Lloyd Green was playing with me, that I said Red Stewart instead of Red Simpson. And I just heard me say that again the other day. I found that clip, and I looked and I saw some of Red Simpson's family. I think his daughter let me have it a little bit, as she should have. I would have not been happy either. Red Simpson is one of the pioneers of the Bakersfield sound, no question. And so for all that, I apologize. Red Simpson wrote this song with Merle, and Red was an incredible talent and songwriter. So I knew right the moment I said it, but you can't take it back once it comes out of your mouth. So, but Red wrote this song with Merle, and boy, I love it. I've always loved it. Never have recorded it, but I may have to. You always find a way to hurt my pride. If I'm not crying, you're not satisfied. I don't know why you want to hurt me so. If you're trying to break my heart, you don't have very far to go. You don't have very far to go before the heartaches begin. I already feel the sadness of a heartache setting in. You're turning down the flame of love too low. If you're trying to break my heart, you don't have very far to go. Have very far to go before the heartaches begin. I've already feel the sadness of a heartache setting in. I don't know why you love to hurt me so. If you're trying to break my heart, you don't have very far to go. Yeah, if you're trying to break my heart, you don't have very far to go. I want to talk about my pal Greg Martin just for a second. If you love blues, he calls it blues that you can use if you choose. But my buddy Greg Martin, who plays with the Kentucky Headhunters, has a blues show every Monday night at Karen 7, is it? I think so.
7 to 10.
7 to 10. It's so good. We watch it. 7 to 10 Central Time. He's coming from Bowling Green, Kentucky. So if you get a chance, if you like blues, and he goes into some deep, deep stuff, don't he? I mean, it's so good. Him and Mr. E, they're up there in Bowling Green every Monday night. So
D93.
it's D93, and his show is called The Lowdown Hoedown.
And you can put the app on your phone.
Yeah, you can put your app on the phone, and we do it every week. So anyway, let me grab that Sin Telly. I want to show you guys something here, if you don't mind. My wonderful right-hand girl, what do I say?
Help me out here.
Yeah, shut up and help me. I wanted to show you this. This is a guitar that my friend Jeff Sin made for me. He calls it the Pomona. He makes a model called a Pomona, and it's this guitar I've had for quite some time. It actually has a B bender on it too. I use it on the road. You may have, if you've seen me play live the last several years, everybody's going, live? What is that? Live shows. But this is my Jeff Sin Pomona, that I call it, that I take on the road with me. And by the way, last year I did this pick guard. I don't know if you can see that artwork or not. Can you see it, Karen?
Yeah.
I did it as an ode to my three mentors, Chet Atkins, Dottie West, and Bob Lumen. I played in all their bands, and that was my I call it my school. That's where I went to school. My school of music was with Dottie West and the great Bob Lumen and Chet Atkins. So anyway, I thought you might get a kick. I designed and did this pick guard, so I thought it was kind of fun. You can see Nashville in the background, and then you can see. I kind of look at that. That's a private jet coming in there. Maybe I'm on that. I don't know. That's Garth or Clint or somebody. Garth probably coming in. But anyway, Bob Lumen, Dottie. That's a city of Nashville, if you can see it in the background. So anyway, I thought you might get a kick out of that one. My buddy Mark Wills is probably watching tonight. He does his show, and yeah, he's probably at the ACMs. That's right. Bellamy Brothers. Howard and David are on here a lot. And as I said earlier, I'm kind of missed.
New TV show's getting ready.
Yeah, they have a new. That's right. They have a new. What is that on the Circle? Will it be the Bellamy Brothers or
I think it's on
RFD or RFD or yeah? And I talked about the Opry a minute ago. I miss my guys. Tim Grogan and Shane Hicks, Alan Love, Duncan Mullins, and Terry and my Randy. Sorry to say Hart. I see Randy Hart at the Opry, Randy Gardner and Shane Hicks. I say yes, and Nuke, Eric Newcomer. So I miss you guys. They're all at the ACMs. No, I'm kidding. no, I doubt it too. So anyway, it's time for some more top 10 of our funny comments. So we'll do 6, 5, and 4. Hey, remember all those times when you wish the weekend would last forever? Well, wish granted. Happy now? Number 5, it may take a village to raise a child, but I swear it's going to take a whole vineyard to homeschool one. I can't even imagine doing that. Can you? Speaking of homeschooling.
Did it one time.
Yeah, been there, done it. I like this one too. This one actually, I gotta put a little thing on this one. This actually is one that my buddy Gary Muledeer actually texted me this line. He texted me this, and it was so funny. I'm still laughing over this. We were talking about how you doing, what's going on, you making it okay. Gary Muledeer lives out in Spearfish, South Dakota, and it's just up until this virus was still touring, opening for Johnny Mathis. Yeah, and I mean he's on the Opry all the time. One of the funniest guys on the planet, but he actually sent me this text, and I love it. It's our number 4. I'm so sick of washing my hands. When can I take a shower? I love that. Oh my gosh. Funny. You're a funny man.
ones that are in the hurricane and down south of us, Biloxi and Alabama, people are all okay.
Yeah, good point, Karen.
Worried about
Pensacola
them all day.
got it real bad. And then between that and the fires out in California, that whole western
which is our
coast.
charity tonight.
Yeah, our charity
American Red Cross.
Yeah, the American Red
to help
Cross.
the
Yep.
hurricane and the fire victims.
Absolutely. Red Cross. We don't ever ask for anything here at the old ranch house, but if you do have a couple bucks extra laying around, throw it to the Red Cross because they need it. Those wildfires, and they're dealing with the hurricane stuff down there on the. You were telling me tonight before, like you say, Pensacola got it bad today. So
Yes.
anyway, yeah, please if you can. One of my favorite songwriters in the world, Rodney Crowell, and it's really funny. There's a restaurant that we go to a lot, and before all this virus stuff, we would go in there, and am I not lying, Karen? We would go in there and see him. We would meet him in there almost every time we were in there for a long.
If he wasn't in there, we'd text him and
say, "Get down here. Where are you?" And I'd tell him if he wasn't there. Yeah, we'd text him and tell him what we're having. But anyway, one of my favorite people and favorite songwriters. This guy is just an incredible songwriter, as you well know, Rodney Crowell. And we wrote a song. I did an album on Capitol several years back, and I'm so dried out tonight. I got to drink some water. But I wrote a song with Rodney. I was so proud to get to write with him, and we wrote a song.
quite a few people
Pardon me.
requested.
Yes, we had a lot of requests, and I'm missing the name. I should know it, but I think it's Jim. But I might be wrong. But on Instagram, has asked me for this a few times. Sorry for the name if I messed it up. But anyway, I wrote this with Rodney for an album I did called Faith in You. That album had some really cool songs on it. But if I can, I've never done this before. I did it a couple times back when that album was out, but I've never really done it by myself. So bear with me. And anyway, apologies, Rodney, if you by chance you're watching. but I love this song. It's called Longer Letter Later. Dear Annie, I'm sorry. It's been a long time. There's so much on my mind. I want to call you. I'm dropping you this line. Blue of walls I can't climb. I thought I'd let you know. Since I let you go, I've come to rue the day. A simple card, I guess, but I must confess there's so much more to say. Longer letter later. I blew it, I know it, and all I have to show is this heartache I feel. I may be crazy, but everything I know tells me try and appeal. Are you having fun? Have you found someone to shed new light on you? Maybe pen and ink will make you stop and think of all that we've been through. Longer letter later. If only you could see this brand new me. I know you change your plan. Here's the postscript now, meant to show you how I'm a different man. Longer letter later. Longer letter later. Longer letter later. Six months out at sea, be coming home soon on a leave. I think of her as a statue on the deck. Stars light the sky like a Kansas City night. Reflections on the water take me back. City lights in my mind, they shine so bright. She's waiting there, I've been away too long. Kansas City lights shine for me tonight. Watch over her for me till I get home. There's no war is ever won when mine's a job that must be done. It's just sometimes it feels like no one cares. The waves are calm tonight as I take my pen and write. You're always in my dreams and in my prayers. City lights in my mind, they shine so bright. She's waiting there, I've been away too long. Kansas City lights shine for me tonight. Watch over her for me till I get home. I dream I feel the plane descending above the lights of Kansas City. And as the plane touches down, I see her standing there right now. Kansas City lights in my mind, they shine so bright. She's waiting there, I've been away too long. City lights, oh please shine for me tonight. Watch over her for me till I get home. Oh yeah. Well, I always get a kick out of when I see on Instagram or on Facebook, or I saw this yesterday on Instagram. There was a Steve Wariner with a small W, Steve Wariner space 147, liked my photo to leave me out of this photo that they put up. By the way, which always makes me feel really old when we put those up. But anyway, I was so intrigued that a Steve Wariner, Wariner with a small W, liked that and started following me. So Steve Wariner is following Steve Wariner. That's really cool. So that brings me to remind you guys that don't be falling for no scamming going on. If it's not a blue check, move on. There's nothing there. Move on if there's not a blue check there. So, and I hear stories of people scamming using celebrities and trying to get money and stuff. That's, pardon my language, but that sucks so bad. And I want to tell you too that our next Warner Wednesday is going to be October 14th, if I'm not mistaken. K-Ron, I think it is. October 14th, I believe that's a Wednesday. It better be a Wednesday, right?
Yep.
So October 14th, next Warner Wednesday. And I loathe doing these commercials, but they always ask me to do them, and I hate to do it. But we're going to have a 20% off merch sale this weekend.
Summer sale.
So
we can get some new Christmas.
They're trying to clear out the stuff for the winter or Christmas stuff. So if you're interested at all, no worries if you're not. But if you want to look at some stuff, 20% off this weekend. So there, I did it. So.
And also, if anybody would like to email the fan club, let them know what kind of merch they might like to have this year.
Yeah, for the future, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, for Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we might do a sweatshirt or Christmas sweater or something fun this year.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I like those small town girl shirts. I see some of those every now and then. I got my my handy dandy Nashville gent now. That's called Deed I Do. I learned that from Chester B. and Paul Y. Windy and Warm, written by the great John D. Loudermilk. All my friends and family back in Indiana. Woo-hoo. I love playing this guitar. I could do this one all night because I love playing that guitar. What do we got next? We have, I was looking out the window a couple days ago, and I saw a notice. It made me think of something. There's a big, on the side of this building that I'm in, there's a big hornet's, well, maybe wasp nest sitting there. And there may be, I got to get it down because it's starting to get bigger, but it's on the top of this building is probably, that's way tall, 30, 40 feet maybe.
You have to wash the motorhome out the bathroom window.
No, don't tell everything you know.
Somebody
Somebody coming by gets a good view of that, of the view.
Somebody will film it.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Us hanging out the windows. Oh my gosh, it's so. But anyway, I saw that big wasp nest, and it's getting bigger. I got to get it down, but it made me think about. I've probably told you guys this story before. Some of you have heard it, but it always makes me think about. I was at Chet Atkins one day at his house, and I was getting ready to leave, middle of the day, and I had a nice visit. We played some music, and we hung out. And when I was leaving, he said, "Do you mind?" He said, "I just bought this spray stuff." He goes, "Do you mind? There's a wasp nest right around the corner there. Would you mind spraying it on your way out?" And I go, "Sure, man." Would have done anything, of course, for Chet. But so he gives me this big spray can. It sprays like 50 feet or something. And I walk out, and I walk around to the side of the house. And this was like, I was real young. I was just starting to work with him pretty good and touring with him. And I look up, and y'all, it's not even a wasp nest. It's a hornet's nest, and it's as big as a football. And I go, oh my gosh, what have I got myself into? And so here's me. I was driving a little Nissan pickup truck, and so I'd pull it up in his grass, and I pull that up in the grass, and I open the door, and I'm hiding behind the door using it as a shield, and I get pretty close to it, and then I just let it have it. I mean, you're supposed to do those in the evening when they're more docile, and stuff. But anyway, I sprayed that thing, and all those hornets started coming at me, and I dove into the truck and pulled the door closed real quickly, and I could hear them hitting the glass. Hornets. They were mad as hornets too. They were hitting that glass, and I was laying in there thinking, "Oh my gosh, I hope none of them are in this truck with me." And I would have known it, I guess. But I lay there for a minute, breathing real heavy, and then I raised up, and I thought, well, I don't see anymore, so I just put it in gear and drove off out of the driveway. And as I started pulling away, I looked back, and I saw Chet's head sticking around the corner, laughing his head off, and Leona too. They were both, Chet and his wife Leona. They were peeking around the corner out the door, I guess, but looking around at me. And they were both just dying laughing. And anyway, that made me think of it. So I got part 2. I need to go out and do it at my house now. So, oh my gosh, I did one incredible songwriter earlier talking about Rodney Crowell, who is world class. And I'm going to do you a song. We've been asked to do this song a lot since the lockdown, quarantine stuff. And this song, I'm talking about my friend Mac McAnally. He wrote this song when he was 16 years old. And I heard him do this. He did it on a Facebook thing or something recently, and he was laughing. He said, "You bear in mind that the couple lines in this last verse, I was 16 when I wrote it, and it was a long time ago, so a couple of these lines may not fly today," he said, but it's a great, great song, and I did it. Actually, it was the title of an album that I did called It's a Crazy World, and so I'm going to attempt to do my version of Mac's great song, It's a Crazy World, that he wrote when he was 16. Younger men don't seem to need a purpose. They just stand and fight for anybody's cause. And older men see living as a circus. The ones who stand up for the longest need applause from the young ones who proclaim to have the answers to the questions no one ever asked before. They cheer and have parades, but when it's over, they don't claim to know the answers anymore. It's a crazy world, but I live here. And if you can hear me singing, so do you. I'm turning out my nightlight, feeling satisfied that there's nothing any one of us can do. No, there's nothing any one of us can do. Babies cry all day, sometimes for nothing. And I have cried all day for not much more. It ain't easy when you hate the things you're loving, and you wonder what or maybe who you're loving for. Girls seem to think that they're the chosen ones, but women tend to leave well enough alone. And it's their business till you stick your nose in once, and then you got yourselves problems of your own. It's a crazy world, but I live here. And if you can hear me singing, so do you. I'm turning out my nightlight, feeling satisfied that there's nothing any one of us can do. No, there's nothing any one of us can do. Woohoo!
Somebody wanted to know how Bill Anderson is doing. I
Bill?
thought this would be a good time for you to tell him that you just talked to him.
Yeah, man. I can talk about Bill all night. Bill is doing great. I talked to Bill. We wrote a song about a week ago. We had a Zoom write. We were both on our iPad. Well, he was on his laptop. I was on my iPad, and we tossed around a couple ideas, and we wrote a killer song called "Nobody Is a Nobody." And I wish I could do it for you. Maybe I'll do it on the next one. When is that? October 14th. Maybe I'll do it then. But it turned out great. I got a little demo going. But Bill's doing great. I mean, I'm glad to appreciate you guys asking about Bill. But he's like everybody else. I think he's bored to death and ready to go play some shows, ready to be on the Opry and do some things. But he's doing great. And that's nice that you ask. And should we wind up our top 9 funny sayings about this crazy world? Speaking of a crazy world. Number 3, we're counting down 3, 2, 1. So number 3, Amazon says, your package will be delivered Wednesday. And then I say, Wednesday, when is that? When is that? I can't tell Wednesday from... Okay, my number 2, this is definitely me. My fridge just groaned, rolled its eyes, and said, "Oh my God, not you again." And here's the, be ready to laugh on this one. This is number 1 tonight, and I love this. Karen, you're going to flip over this one. The number 1, my favorite to this week is the most unused household item of quarantine 2020, bras. Am I right, ladies? Am I right? Oh, my God. It's good. I want to remind you guys to get out and vote.
And could you?
Yes.
Somebody just asked if you were going to be in Dallas on October 1st. Will you address that? Right
I'm
now?
glad you brought that up.
Somebody
That has
just
been,
asked.
well, I'll give a brief statement on that. We've had several people say, "We got tickets to come and see you here, come there." A lot of people are talking about October 4 or October 1st. There will be no October 1st. There never was an October 1st. I don't know how that got started. Unfortunately, back end of March,
Middle March.
we were forced to just pull the plug on everything. I had no choice. I hated it, and I made statements about it. I told people that we are not playing this year. It's going to be 2021. So I don't know that there's a date got tacked on October 1st, and I don't know how in the world that got there. They're still selling tickets, I know, and they won't take it. It won't come down, I'll put it that way, and it keeps popping up. I apologize profusely. It's certainly not anything from our camp. We've asked, and it shows up at these ticket outlets, and they just won't take it down. And
the promoter's trying to.
Yeah, they are. They're good people.
It's the ticket.
It's the ticket agencies, yeah. So yeah, it's not the managers and stuff.
Blake had a bad time with this too.
Yeah, this is just a problem a lot of artists are having. But I apologize for any confusion or any, inconvenience to everybody. But there will be no October 1st. There won't be anything, unfortunately, this whole rest of the year. But we are going to do Warner Wednesdays, that's for sure. We're going to keep going as long as I feel like you guys like it and you want it. I'm going to keep doing them, and hopefully we can get to a place where I can bring a guest. We had Ryan out. My son was with us, but we've been quarantined with him. So, but maybe I can get to a place where I can have somebody in the distance play or something. We'll see how it rolls out. But I apologize again for the dates. But yeah, look for us in 2021, hopefully, and if things keep going in this direction. But I urge, this is me personally, I urge people to wear your mask, keep on being vigilant, because I want this stupid thing to be over like you guys do. And hopefully it will be soon, and we can get back to, everybody can get back to making music and having some shows and having fun. It's time for us all to have some fun, I think. And don't forget, I was going to say earlier, too, don't forget to go vote. That's coming up. Everybody's voice matters. Everybody's voice needs to be heard. So let's all get out and go vote the way you want to vote. You're giving me hard trouble. I never had a lover ever play with my heart this way. You're a regular heartache. You're giving me hard trouble. You tell me that you want me, then you turn around and turn me away. You're hot in your coat, you say yes and then no. I can't get no relief. Your heart trouble to me. Since you laid your tempting eyes upon me, my life's been one long and sleepless night. Some nights I spend loving you. Some nights I'm just tossing and turning blue. You're giving me hard trouble. Never had a lover ever play with my heart this way. You're a regular heartache. You're giving me hard trouble. You tell me that you want me, then you turn around and turn me away. You're hot in your coat, you say yes and then no. I can't get no relief. Your heart trouble to me. I get my nerve up to tell you goodbye. Just one kiss and you change my point of view. Still I can't help but wonder how many others are under the spell I'm under. You're giving me heart trouble. I never had a lover ever play with my heart this way. You're a regular heartache. You're giving me heart trouble. You tell me that you want me, then you turn around and turn me away. You're hot and you're cold. You say yes and then no. I can't get no relief. Your heart trouble to me. You're giving me heart trouble. You're giving me heart trouble. You're giving me heart trouble. Woo! Zip-a-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Oh, that's a fun song. I did that on the Opry. I opened my show with that the other night, so that was real fun to do. Woo! Tuning. Speaking of Bill Anderson, wrote this with Bill. It's one of my favorites. Two teardrops were floating down the river. One teardrop said to the other, I'm from the soft blue eyes of a woman in love. I'm a tear of joy she couldn't carry. She was so happy she just got married. I was on her cheek when she wiped me away with her glove. I could tell from the look on her face she didn't need me. So I drifted on down and caught me a ride to the sea. The other tear said we've got a connection. I'm a tear of sorrow born of rejection. I'm from the sad brown eyes of her old flame. She told him they would be lifelong companions, left him with questions and not any answers. I was on his cheek as he stood there calling her name. I could tell he had a lot of my friends for company. So I drifted on down and caught me a ride to the sea. Oh, the ocean's a little bit bigger tonight. Two more teardrops, somebody cried. One of them happy and one of them bluer than blue. The tide goes out and the tide comes in, and someday there'll be teardrops again, released in a moment of pleasure or a moment of pain. Then they drift on down and ride to the sea again. Last night I sat in the waiting room. The nurse walked in and gave me the news. It's a baby girl and they're both fine. An old man sitting not 10 feet away just lost his wife, and he said to me, you've got a brand new angel and I've lost mine. I guess the good Lord giveth and the good Lord taketh away. And we both wiped a teardrop from our face. bigger tonight. 2 more teardrops, somebody cried. One of them happy and one of them bluer than blue. The tide goes out and the tide comes in, and a whole new circle of life begins, where tears are a part of the pleasure and part of the pain. Then they drift on down and ride to the sea again. 2 teardrops floating down the river. 2 teardrops floating down the river. Ooh. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on Wariner Wednesday.